you're exactly right. And in just one moment before we turn things over to the next speaker, we've had a really successful conference, and we've been so honored to have so many distinguished leaders with us that in the room right now or having joined us at some point over the weekend. We've had multiple candidates for Lieutenant Governor. Let me just recognize Chet Byler, Jim Colley, Russ Diamond, Steve Johnson, John Kennedy, Craig Pepper, and Steve Irvin. Thank you very much for having been with us. Our next speaker, a tireless advocate for fiscal discipline, transparency, and accountability in Harrisburg, he has consistently led by example, willing to stand against business as usual even when he had to stand alone. A deeply principled legislator and defender of our Constitution, please welcome our friend Sam Rohrer. That's a great reception. I am really, really thankful for that. It's good to be here today, and I think this weekend has been one of great success already, and I think folks are going to leave here today fired up to enter into what's before us. I would like to, before I begin my remarks, I'd like to thank, though, personally, Loman and Fred Anton for their work over the years in putting together this conservative effort. Governor Thornburg for being here because you led the path many years ago and what you did, and we thank you very much for what you did. You know, there's a lot of other folks, many selfless, faithful workers like Susan Staub and many others who over these years have done an awful lot to bring this movement to the forefront, to make it really what it is now in this Commonwealth. I want to thank all of them and all of you for doing your part. You know, I've been in office now for 18 years, and I've seen the conservative movement ebb and flow. I've seen the party establishment resist, and then appear to embrace, and then resist, and then to appear to embrace once again the conservative movement. Politics, pragmatism, and polls seem to cause people and parties to say the right words, but very seldom to actually experience a change of heart. The result, pseudo-conservatism fails. You know, but I think things might be different this year. I believe that the conservative movement in Pennsylvania and across the nation is ripening and is about to emerge victorious, the party and the establishment notwithstanding. You see, we're at a crossroads in this state in many ways. Our economic future and our jobs hang in the balance. Quality education, parental rights, private property rights, home ownership, integrity in government, I think we're all threatened. And we're being assaulted by the federal government, whose intent, it appears, is to destroy the 10th Amendment and to erase that wall of demarcation between it and the states by attempting to reach right over that wall and to assert control of every individual. The battle lines are drawn, and I believe that without a doubt, the necessity for strong governors of the various states and of this Commonwealth to stand up and lead is paramount. The future of freedom in this state may well depend upon a governor with the experience, the conviction, and the courage to do the right thing in the face of threat or opposition. After just a few years of being in office, I began to think that in the end, freedom in our nation would be defended where it first started, and that's in the states. And like back in those early years of our nation, the governors, I believe, will lead the way in the defense of the rights of our citizens against the excessive powers and influences of an overarching federal government that seeks to take away those rights. I know now this to be true, and I am prepared to lead the way. people of the state have a choice. They have a choice to make in regard to which man will lead this state for the next 4 years. And I believe that you, as conservatives, you and others, will determine that choice and will determine the future of this Commonwealth. Are there differences? Absolutely there are. For example, I stand here today as the independent, non-establishment Republican candidate. Sadly, my own party establishment has placed control of the process above people, even to the point of threatening local party leaders if they grant minimal support to non-endorsed candidates. Yet this year, there is a choice. I've decided not to accept contributions from organized gambling, or any other organization that expects a quid pro quo. My values will not be for sale, and I will not enter the governorship with one hand tied behind my back. And unfortunately, like so many times in the past, the party has attempted to cleverly mask the differences and to smooth the lines of distinction between me and my opponents, rather than engage in vigorous debates about the real issues. Rather than stepping out and leading, the decision has been to blend in and to assume neutrality. Well, I can assure you that I do not buy into that view of political fence-sitting and obfuscation. Genuine leaders of movements and ideas don't hide. They define the differences. They state the principles. They expound upon the bedrock beliefs that have made us who we are and have made this nation what it is. And if necessary, they're willing to die for them. This year, there is a choice. As I've traveled across this state and talked with thousands of people eye to eye, I deliver the same message. The message starts with the challenge that faces this next governor is large and looming larger by the day. And as I talk straight to the people, I share the same message in both conservative and liberal settings, with the same very good response. Why? Because the conservative message doesn't need to be excused, justified, or backed away from. It needs to be articulated, promoted, and put forward, as it will prevail because it is the truth. What I say when I cross this state are the same things I've been saying for my 18 years in public office. My record is clear. My positions are a matter of conviction, not temporary convenience. My views on the issues are clearly thought out. The people of this state can have confidence in how I will govern. Why? Because my positions and my votes are proven. They are consistent over time. No one will ever have to wonder if I will tell the truth, or if I'm anything other than a true conservative or a God-fearing constitutional Republican. This year, there is a choice. My beliefs are established, and they will dictate my direction as governor. I am pro-life from conception to natural death. Why? Because